Hi, it's Lauren from the Yoga Salon. Today we're going to do a basic yoga class with an emphasis on stretches for the lower back. So that is going to involve mostly the hips and the sacrum. So it's a great class for beginners and even for the more advanced students who are having issues with their back or sciatica or the hips. So start laying down on your back with your legs bent. Take a few moments just at the beginning to start to connect with your breath. So breathe in through the nose, drawing the air in towards the back of the throat. So in through the nose towards the back of the throat. Feel the rib cage expand as you inhale. Try to bring the air all the way up to the top of the chest, up under the sternum. Throat's open. Slightly noisy breathing as you allow the air to brush past the back of the throat. And just feel your whole body slowing down, quieting down, including your mind. Just allow your focus to be very present. Line up the ankles so they're about as wide as the outside of your hips. And when you exhale, lengthen the spine. Inhale, lift the pelvis up off of the floor, just like a half bridge. And exhale, lengthen the spine as you lower. And inhale, relax, go to the natural curve of the back. And exhale, lengthen the spine. So the tailbone reaches forward. Inhale, raise the hips. This time, raise the arms up. Hold the lift. Exhale, let the arms come over. If your fingernails can touch the floor, take them over. Inhale, up with the arms, and exhale, lower the hips and the hands. And inhale, relax the back. And do that again. Exhale, lengthen the spine. Inhale, lift the hips and the arms. Exhale, just the arms, reach over. And inhale, take the arms back up. And exhale, lengthen the spine, lower the hips and the hands. Inhale, relax the back. Do that 2 more times. Exhale, lengthen the spine, raise the hips and the arms. Exhale, just the arms. Opening the shoulders. Inhale, just the arms. Exhale, lower. Inhale, neutral spine. Once more. Exhale, lengthen the spine, raise the hips, bring the arms up. Exhale, let the arms go over. Inhale, bring the arms up. And exhale, lower the hips and the hands simultaneously. And just take a breath, relax. And then bring the right ankle to the left knee. Use your right hand to push the thigh forward. So you're creating space in your right hip. Take a couple breaths there. Flex the foot to help protect the knee, especially if you have weak or sensitive knees. Now you're welcome to stay with this. I'm going to use my watch just as a timer. You're welcome to stay here. If the hips are really tight, this might work best for you. Or if you're able to, thread the hand through and grab the back of the left leg. So pushing the right knee open, flexing the right foot, working the ankle in towards you by pulling the left leg in towards you. And reach the sacrum, your lower back, down towards the floor. So create space in the sacrum. Big, slow, steady, deep breaths here. And as you're here, feel free to move the head a little bit if you feel any stiffness in the neck, or even to shift ever so slightly a bit to the left or a bit to the right. Try to find your really tight spots in your hamstring or in your hip or in your sacrum. using that self-awareness, svadhyaya, self-study, and bringing the awareness into the pose, making it appropriate for what's going on with your body. And the subtlety, little areas. And then curl the forehead up towards your left knee if you're holding the leg. And if you're not holding the leg, you can maybe use your hand to just curl up and use your core a little bit. And then let the head go down and the shoulders, and let the foot come down. And set the right foot down and take the left leg up. So start just by pressing the thigh away from you, open up the left hip, create space in the hip flexors. And if it's appropriate for you, thread the left hand through, both hands grabbing the right leg. And again, feel free to explore this side. Subtle, small little movements can really change the pose and help you get into your tightest areas. Big, steady, deep, slightly noisy breathing, Ujjayi breath. Sacrum reaching down towards the floor as the left knee is opening up, as the left ankle is moving in, as the right leg is moving in. So you're constantly exploring as you're breathing in the pose, as you're holding the pose. Just a breath or two more. And then you can curl up here, use the hand if you need to, or if you're holding the leg, curl up and pull yourself in. And then let the shoulders and the head come down, and let the feet come down to the mat. Take the arms outward, so a little bit away from the sides, and just let the knees go to one side. So you roll over here, I'm rolling onto my right hip, the knees are going right, coming back into center. Just loosen up the low back and knees to the left, rolling onto my left hip. Do that 2 more times. Exhale to the right, and inhale center, and exhale left. And inhale center, and again go to the right side, exhale. And inhale, and to the left side, and inhale. And now let the legs fall to the side on the right, and let the left leg swing up higher. Grab a hold of the left leg with the right hand. And we're going to hold the twist. Try to scoop the right shoulder under deeper. Take the left arm left and look to the left for about 5 breaths. Let your back soften and stretch. And then let the left leg go back on top of the right. Go back to neutral, both knees up, both feet down. If you feel a little crooked from that, which you might, just even everything out. Drop the knees to the left and let the right leg swing up higher. Let the left hand find the right leg, scoot the left shoulder under, look right and reach the right arm right. Steady, deep, even breaths. the right leg, swing back on top of the left, back up to neutral. Even out any crookedness you feel, and give the knees a little squeeze. Spreading them back out into the floor, just rock gently from side to side. And then rock back and up and come onto the hands and the knees. So bring your shoulders right over the palms of the hands and have the knees right under the hips. And push your back up into cat stretch. Take the shoulder blades wide, tuck the chin in, tuck the tailbone in, exhaling, and then bend the back. And inhale into dog tail. Squeeze the elbows in towards each other, pull the chest through. Take the sit bones up. And exhale into cat. Stretch out the back, tuck the chin in, tuck the tailbone under. And bend the back, inhale into dog. Take that one more time. Exhale, cat. And inhale, dog. And then turn the toes under. Lift the knees off of the floor. You might keep the knees bent for this first one. Pull the ribs back towards the thighs. Press into the whole palm of the hand. Try to get a nice straight line from the hands to the shoulders up to the hips. And then see if you can keep the back straight and long and straighten the legs and lower the heels down. Might be a little more challenging if the hamstrings are tight. And then bend one knee and stretch one leg straight. Just walking the dog. The leg that's bent, you can stretch the toes, stretch the arch of the foot, and switch it out. And bend the right leg. And the left. And then bend the right leg one more time and step the right foot forward. So if it doesn't land up inside your hand, take the left knee down. Just reach around and grab the foot. And you can also, if you need to, put your hand on a block to step forward, or 2 blocks. First stretch. You can have the knee down, pad under the knee if you need to. Just get into the quadricep, the hip flexors. And then straighten the back leg. Turn the heel down. Root the outside of the back foot. Bend the front knee deeply. Square the shoulders with the floor. And then peel the chest up off of the thigh, coming into warrior one. So lift up out of the right hip as much as you can while bending into the right knee. And bring the arms up. Looking straight ahead or glancing up for 5 breaths. Bending into the knee, but pulling the belly in and up. 3. 4. And exhale, come back into a lunge. Step in a little bit closer with the left foot and straighten the right leg. So both legs straight. Good chance you might need to put your hands on blocks. So my other block is not right here. Put one hand on each block. And then take the hands to the hips. So supercharge your legs. Feel strength. Find the balance. Inhale, come on up. Reach the arms up. And then open up to the side so we get a lateral stretch in triangle pose. Let the hips shift to the left. Reach to the right. Reach way out over the right leg. And the hand will come. The only place you don't want to have it is leaning into the knee. So maybe you just lightly touch the shin if you can't go very far. If you have a block, you can certainly put your hand on a block. Try to get the left wrist up over the left shoulder. Those of you a little more flexible can have the hand close to the ankle or on the foot in Ashtanga. We take the big toe and Iyengar down to the floor with the legs a little wider. So there are a lot of variations, but the main thing is you want to keep both sides of the waist long. Since this is a more beginner class, you're probably not going to have the hand touching the floor. Try to open the left shoulder up over the right and see how I have a slight bend in my right leg. If you tend to hyperextend like I do, keep a slight bend in the knee and get the kneecap lifted up. So as opposed to popping into the joint, into the back of the leg, you want to supercharge the frontal leg. Keep it really strong and active. It's a lot to think about. First, it becomes natural eventually. And then inhale, lift up from there. I'm going to do one more pose, warrior two. Start to bend the right leg. If you can go pretty deep, you might need to take the legs wider than they were in triangle pose too. Keep the shoulders balanced over the hips. Let the gaze, your drishti, go to the middle finger of the right hand. And come down a little deeper and take the hands down and step into down dog. And then come onto the knees. And between sides, we're going to do a little spinal extension. Lower down to the mat and come into Sphinx pose. Bring the elbows under the shoulders, have the wrists as wide as the elbows. Lift your sternum up. Push down into the elbows and pull the chest forward. Push the tops of the feet into the floor. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other, pull the chest forward a little bit more. And then exhale, lower. Slide the hands back. Inhale, lift the chest up and then push into the knees. Use your core. Then come back into downward facing dog. Bend the left leg. And bring the left foot forward. And again, if it doesn't land inside the knee, inside the hand, take the knee down, the right knee down, grab the foot and pull it up until you have the left foot up close to the left hand. And first few breaths, if you want the back knee down, that's fine. Feel free to put padding under your knee. If you have sensitive knees, just have a towel handy. And if it's hard to reach the floor, have a couple blocks handy. And then press the back leg straight. Turn the foot down. So about a 45-degree angle in. Try to get the baby toe side of the back foot down. Back leg straight. And then bend the front knee. Square the shoulders off. Root both feet. And then when you inhale, peel the chest up off of the thigh. So you're trying to lift up out of the left hip as you bend into the left knee. And you're trying to push into the outside of the right foot as you take the right ribcage forward, looking straight ahead or up. Virabhadrasana 1. And take the hands down. Step in a little bit closer with the right foot and straighten both legs. Bend forward. Again, feel free to have blocks handy for your hands. Or you can have both hands on the front leg if your balance is okay and you can't reach the floor. Feel the balance, find the balance, strengthen the legs, take the hands to the hips, inhale, come on up, sweep the arms up, And take a little quarter turn, open up, line up the left heel with the right instep. Let the hips shift to the right as you reach out over the left leg. Again, maybe using the block under your hand. Even if you are using a prop, you don't want to be leaning into that prop. So you're building strength and stability throughout your whole body. As we're creating space by reaching out, you're building the stability by strengthening the supporting muscles. So we're decompressing, trying to decompress the body. The neck, keep it in line with the spine. If it works for your neck to look up, that's fine, but a lot of people that's hard on the neck. So you might just look straight ahead, and if your neck feels stiff, even glance down occasionally. So again, remember, just don't lean into the knee. You can lightly touch the leg or press into the ankle. A few people might be able to take it a little wider, fingertips to the floor, or a little narrower. A few of you are Ashtanga style, grabbing the toe. And then like someone's tugging on your right hand, inhale, come on up. And if you chose a narrower stance for triangle pose, you'll probably take a little wider when you go to Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Balancing the shoulders over the hips. And come down a little bit deeper and take the hands down. And again, come back to down dog. And then inhale, shift the shoulders over the palms. You can take the knees down first, slowly lower down to the belly. And peel the chest up off the floor in a baby cobra. Back to the hands and the knees. Use your core into your final downward facing dog. And then take the knees down. Lean over to one side to sit down. We're going to do some poses specifically for your sacrum, for your lower back. So these are great for if you have sciatica or tight hamstrings. So you want to have a strap, which can be a belt or a sash, anything you can put around your foot. So bring the right knee into the chest and just give it a little squeeze. And as you're bringing the right knee in, just notice the weight on your lower back, on your sacrum. Try to keep it as neutral and even as possible so the shoulders and hips stay aligned. Grab a hold of the strap with the band and put it around your metatarsal, the ball of the foot. And just press the heel up towards the ceiling, push the left heel out towards the front of the room, press your sacrum down into the floor too, for about 5 breaths. The left hand can come onto the left hip or thigh. So imagine you're standing up, balancing. Press out through your left leg as you let the right leg open to the side. Try not to tip over to the right side. If you need to, you can let the elbow come down and kind of prop yourself up. Or if you can, just use it by stabilizing the pelvis and the left leg. Pushing out through the left heel. The left hand gently pressing on the left hip. And then take the right leg back up. Now, rotate your whole leg, the right leg, outward. So I'm actually taking my hands here and just kind of turning the leg out. So I can see the inner ankle and the inner calf. So the toes trying to point to the side. You can see a little more of your inner ankle and inner calf. Put both straps in your left hand. And then you're going to take your right thumb and gently press into the hip crease. So you're grounding the right side of your sacrum And take the right leg up towards the left shoulder, up and across your body. It's subtle, but it's deep. So from the outside, it doesn't look like much. But if you really ground the right side of your sacrum down, that's the lower back, and bring the right leg up across to the left, it can be a really strong stretch in the outer hamstring. And again, you're creating more space in the sacrum to try to decompress. And the left leg is still active. So it doesn't look like much, but you're putting a lot of effort into this pose. Energy and effort. So we're going to go into a spinal twist now. The straps are in the left hand. You're going to let the right leg come across to the left. So roll onto the outside of the left hip. And tuck the left shoulder under. Look right and reach the right arm out to the right. Big, deep breaths. So if at this point your hamstring is screaming, if it's really difficult for you, you could do this one, the twist with a bent leg. Okay. Just breathe space into your sacrum, into the lower back. And then with an inhale, come back up. With the strap to the side for the moment, bring the right knee into the chest, give it a little squeeze. Bring the left knee in as well. Rock from side to side gently. Notice the difference in the two legs. And then grab a hold of the left knee, let the right leg extend out to the front. Grab your strap and put the strap around the ball of the left foot and extend the leg up. So now both straps will be in the left hand. You can take the right hand to the right hip or thigh and hold it there. Imagine you're standing on the right leg. And keeping the right leg very active, open the left leg to the left side. So try not to tip to the left. Again, you can let the elbow come down to the floor. Try to keep the weight as even as possible in the lower back. Draw the navel in towards the spine as you exhale to help stabilize the pelvis. And then inhale, bring the leg up. And again, you can use the hands if you want to just turn the left leg out towards the left. So now I see a little more of my inner ankle and inner calf. Put both straps in your right hand. Take the left thumb and gently press into the hip crease to ground the left side of your sacrum and bring the left leg up and across towards your right shoulder. And just send energy into the left side of your sacrum, the left side of the lower back, creating space, decompressing. Deep, even, steady Ujjayi breaths. And take both legs a little bit straighter as you inhale. And exhale, you're going to roll onto the right hip. Let the left leg come across into the spinal twist. try to scoot the right shoulder under, reach your left shoulder down, and look towards the left as the left leg goes right. And this is the one, if it's too intense, you can bend the left leg. Breathe. With an inhale, come back up. And if you remove the strap, bring the left leg in, bring the right leg in. Once again, rock a little bit side to side, just even out the back. And stop in the center. Allow the knees to go in their own individual circles. Just loosen up the hip sockets. Reverse. And then grab your block. So we started with a little half bridge. We were lifting the hips up and down. Now we're going to go to bridge on the shoulders. So Supta Bandha Sarvangasana, it's called bridge pose and shoulder stand. You might need to come up on tippy toe. Put the block as high as you can under your lower back. So the sacrum is sitting on the block. You don't want the block in the lumbar spine, this bendier, curvier part of the spine. You don't want it way down at the tailbone either. So you want it on the below the pelvis. It's kind of a solid piece of bone. If bones are all fused. And just let your sacrum sit on the block. Now I've got it high, maybe you can't get it that high. You take it to whatever height you can. So again, our goal is to decompress the sacrum. So once you're up on the block, you can roll onto the back of the head a little bit to open up the chest and bring the elbows in closer. Maybe you can grab your hands here. Start to walk the feet and knees closer to each other. So we wouldn't necessarily bring them this close in regular Supta Bandha Sarvangasana bridge pose. This is specifically to create more space in the lower back. So just walk them in. Some of you will be able to get the feet together, some of you won't. It's okay. Just see where you can get to and breathe. Now for those of you who can go a little bit narrower with the knees, bring the left leg up. And you've got the block under the sacrum, so it should be pretty stable. See if you can cross the right leg over the left. Some of you can do eagle legs. Add that second cross. So I'll show that first. And then if you can try to take the left foot down to the floor. Now that's a pretty intense inward rotation. It's not going to work for everybody. Some of you maybe can just get the right leg on top. And if that's just not working, stick with just the supported bridge. So I'll go back to the first. And then unwind. And you can take the right leg up. And if you want to try the second side, see if you can cross the left leg over, maybe double cross, or single cross, or just hold the supported bridge with the knees pressing inward. And again, you can unwind. unwind and take the feet down. And then move the block lower. So we're going to go out of this gradually. So I'm all the way high. I'm going to go to the next height. So go to the next low height. Take a few breaths there. You might stick with this. If you're comfortable with it, you can start to walk the legs out towards the front, maybe all the way straight. So stretch into the hip flexors. If you walk them straight, walk them back in. Now you have space between the feet again. If you're at the medium height, come all the way down. If you were all the way down already, just stay there. And take both feet up, straight up in Vibhuta Karani. So if you want, you could even take your mat to the wall and put your legs up the wall. Breathe here. This will be a slightly longer, slower hold. Now inverted, start to consciously slow down your breathing. So back to what we started with, Ujjayi breath. Tune into the sound of the breath. Just allow your sacrum to relax into the block. Then take the feet down. And move the block out of the way. So back on neutral ground, take a couple breaths there. And then slowly bring the knees into the chest. Give the knees a little squeeze. Curl the forehead up towards the knees, so you're rounding the back after the spinal extension, just a little spinal flexion. And then rock up to sit up. Take the legs out in front of you. Reach the arms up, inhale. And take a full forward fold, Paschimottanasana, exhale. Now since we're doing this as a counter pose for the back bends, feel free to just let the back round and let the head drop. You don't need to put a strap on and pull yourself too far forward. Just start to move inward. The head down. Breathe into the back of the legs, the lower back, the area between the shoulder blades, the back of the neck. So forward bends, by their nature, are more introspective poses. If we're pondering something, we tend to go this way, right? So here we're bringing our awareness inward, kind of cooling down, quieting down. And then you'll finish in neutral, the neutral spine, in Shavasana. So slowly let yourself roll down. Extend out the arms, stretch out the legs. If you have back pain, chronically, you might want to just have like a blanket or something to put under your knees so you can take Shavasana with bent knees. Otherwise, extend the legs out straight. And allow your body to absorb the benefits of this practice. Namaste.